It is so windy. We're getting some sort of, I don't know, what is it called? Some sort of typhoon or some sort of thing from the States. Good morning. I have to keep you close because, oh, maybe I don't have to. Maybe I don't have to. Okay, lots of problems. Yesterday's video that I did was absolutely, stunningly too loud. And I don't mean me, because see, I get up in the morning and unfortunately, my voice is completely gone. I'm swollen completely. I don't know if you guys can see this. I guess I'll see soon because I got dressed in the dark, so I apologize. This is what I'm wearing today. But I got dressed in the dark because my husband couldn't get to sleep. He's been in a frou-frou mood. And I'm not sure if you're going to hear this because, well, why don't I sit here? Because, well, he didn't sleep. Couldn't get to sleep. There's a lot of people that are having some issues. Some people are getting sick. I think the weather is changing the way people are having an experience. Oh, hello, lovelies. What did I tell you? I got to get a new stick. I got to just quit complaining about it. So I've got to wear my glasses because I'm literally Elephant Man on the left side. And I don't want to walk too much. I'll walk a little bit. But let's get started with what's most pertinent. Yesterday, I have no idea what you were able to hear and what you weren't able to hear. Because, well, it was very windy. Today, the rumors are it's going to be windier today. So I don't know if I can go out there and chat with you guys, but I'm going to try. I have lots to talk about, but I don't have my thoughts together. You know, as I was writing yesterday, I've been having a hard time writing my pages. And I'm wondering if it's because we, as human beings, are affected by weather and affected by people. And I know we are, but to what degree? You just never know. And I'm in a very windy area right now. Everything is so windy. And all the Cubans are just coming in to work or leaving work. It's so cute. They're all like having green bags. Anyway, and I'm having a hard time writing my 4 pages. I can barely get to. The first day I fell asleep while writing, I don't know, page 2 or 3. Right now, I can't get through 2 pages. I can't get my thoughts together. I don't know if it's the wind that's getting everything all so crazy in my head or what, but it's kind of crazy. What I really wanted to sort of talk about today, I've had so many cool experiences. I've never had such a great interactive experience with human beings on these resorts. When I used to come with my children, as I told you, and I don't know how much of it you're going to hear, because honestly, it was the most terrible recording. I've never dealt with such crazy winds, and when I did have crazy winds, I'd just go simply into my forest. But here I'm trying to hide. I used to come and I used to really isolate myself. I used to isolate myself so that I can get rest, because I had a crazy life, as you know, and I didn't live in the forest. But now I live in the forest and my husband's with me, and my husband's very social. And honestly, it's been a wonderful experience. And also, not to mention that we didn't have my husband's luggage, and everybody would inquire. People would come up to me and say, listen, do you need anything? Do you need shorts? Or do you need money? Do you need credit cards? And I thought to myself, wow, human nature is amazing. It's amazing, but it can also be taken advantage of. Oh, here's the gardener. Gardener's coming. I'm going to start moving. Okay, there's the gardener. Yeah, he doesn't want to be weird. I know. I don't want to be weird either, so I'm moving on. And the thing with human nature is that, I have a really cool place I want to take you, is that human beings, I can see how the elites take advantage of us. I can really see it now. Because when someone is in need, there's a really cute nook here. When someone is in need, us human beings, not the psychopaths, the people that are not psychopaths, come together. And that's what I witnessed while losing my husband's luggage, while Toronto. Oh, look, there you go, goodbye. Hello, I completely lost you. Look at, isn't this messed up? Okay, I'm having no problems getting up now, but I'm having problems with my stupid, oh my goodness. Well, with my face as well. I wish I was brave enough to show you my face. Hang on. Let me just sit down here. Oh, this is really nice. There's like a really nice orb here. Hang on, I'm going to show you. Once I get my shit together here. Okay, here. I know, you guys must be getting tired of my stupid problems here, but there's this orb. It's so pretty at night. It lights up at night. And oh boy, is it ever really cute. So I'm really swollen here. I think it's from the sun. Michelle with one L, I met her. And her husband Bruce, who is the social butterfly of the entire place. And I mean, it's a tiny little place, but I will say, he is the highlight of our day, honestly. And so human beings, I can see how they're taking advantage of us, the elites, because true human nature really came out in these people. And today, for example, we're going to visit one of the people that offered whatever you want. I mean, anything from tampons to credit cards to clothes. I was shocked. And not that I didn't believe that we as humans are good, but I was shocked at how people come together in time of crisis. And isn't crisis what the elites use? Every time. It's kind of like in that movie, The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games, when they bombard the square, and then all of the rescue people come to help everybody because everybody's injured, everybody's been hurt, and then they do it again because they know that human nature is just so resilient. We're so resilient. But that is our Achilles heel. And honestly, through this experience, I realized, isn't that awful, that I understand how the elites take advantage of us, because they create crisis. Like, me and my husband had a little bit of a crisis. It was a first world type of crisis. And people came together, and so many people, we got to know people it's going to be very strange, because we are here 2 weeks, and we've had this experience that's kind of melded us together as like a group from the plane. And now my plane people from my plane who no longer have this journey with us of having this little mini crisis. And I wasn't the only one that lost. We weren't the only ones that didn't have our luggage. My husband was one of 40 or 40 plus. So Toronto, shame on you. Get your shit together, first of all. Second of all, I'm everywhere, I know. And as I was thinking yesterday, me and Michelle and Bruce were having dinner. There was a Diamond Club dinner. It was really quite lovely. I mean, we paid an extra X amount of hundreds of dollars, but it was nice. But we had it together, and it was so lovely. And we just started talking about ticks and how ticks were actually the first biological weapon on Cuba. I don't know if it was the first, but the first one that I know of that I was able to share with them about how they were in Lyme. They were infected with Lyme disease, and then they just sprinkled it all on Cuba because because that was just a cool thing to do from one country to another. And what's worse is the people of any country that are doing anything else to any other country generally don't know. So I thought to myself, back to why I thought we're so easily taken advantage of. There's someone watching me doing this really weird thing, talking to camera. All right, so I'm going to work through it. I'm going to breathe through it. Oh, they've passed. I tell you guys, why do I like walking in the forest? I mean, I'm really, truly committed because I would never do this ever in a million years. I think I have 6 pictures. I don't take my phone out, but I need to get through this. I need to take this very seriously. So here I am. Thanks for coming. Y'all, 9 subscribers. Thank you, because I'm doing it because I know I have 9 subscribers, so I know I have to keep doing it. And so I'm keeping myself accountable, so thank you. Side note, that was a squirrel. I think I have 5 squirrels here in Cuba because the wind, and I don't know if you'll hear me now, the wind is just crazy. So back to what our talks were last night, I was just saying to my friends that, yeah, in fact, that's what I think it was America that did it to Cuba. Now, if I'm incorrect, I'll correct that on the screen. And it was something I think in the 60s or 50s, I can't remember. And they were shocked to hear it. And of course they were shocked to hear it because we, as human beings, without any psychopathy within us, we wouldn't do that to another human being, would we? No, we wouldn't. We wouldn't do that to another human being. But these people know how to use the best of us, the best of our humanity against us, first of all. They also know we cooperate with one another if we're not psychopaths, which most of us, I would say, are not. And they create crisis. So think about all the crises that are happening around the world right now that psychopaths or people that own us can utilize. For one, the crisis that's happening in the Middle East. They're using that to, first of all, eliminate people, delete certain people, and then utilize that deletion program that they themselves have started and get money for it, get funding for it, use it as a campaign, advertising campaign to get money, only to perpetuate more of it, not to help these people, because even the funds that have gone to any of the wars, let's say the one in the Ukraine, the one that's in the Middle East, none of the people are actually getting the aid. And if anyone believes that any charity, for the most part, unless you're in the charity and you started it with your best friend, chances are any monies that you donate to any charity will not get there. It just won't get there. That's just the function of charity. The charity function is to draw money from good people, people that are willing to give me money without knowing me. They knew me 4 minutes. They're willing to give me money because they know that I need help. But see, a person like that who directly gives me the money knows it went to the money. But if you give money to a charity that is organized, an organized charity, I guarantee you, and this is going to be a very unpopular idea, but it is true. Do your research, check it out. I remember 2 times on 2 separate occasions. Sorry, my voice is still gone. I had a charity, a young, very nice young man that came to my door, and I can't remember the charity name. They're all blah, blah, blah. They're all scam charity to me. Place that word in front, however you wish. And I said to him, I don't do charities because I cannot track the money. I cannot guarantee that any of my dollars are going to make it to the people that you have on those glossy pages. Because at that time, they still had glossy pages that they showed you of the sick and very emaciated people, or again, using a famine that if you are interested enough as a human being, you will be able to go back and see that famine was designed. It was designed. And yeah, that doesn't sound right, but it was designed. It was designed. Africa was one of the most amazing places for food. That's where they say life started. Please, Africa has been gutted by politics, by the ability to use people that are within your country that can be bought to starve your people. If you go back far enough, you will find that Africa has been made that way. Africa is not unable to feed their people. They're a wealthy, very, very high life, dense country, but they have been basically strangled. They have been basically, strangled is a really good word. Strangled out by their own people that were corrupt. And I'm still sort of trying to get my thoughts together. So this young man, I can't remember what charity name it was. And I said, how much of the proceeds actually make it to the end person on those glossy pages? If that person isn't, say, in a photo shoot. Oh, most of it goes to the people. I go, really? I think that either you're misinformed, uninformed, or you're lying. One of those three has to be true. And he said, well, what's true is, yes, ma'am, because I said, no, I would never. And I said, the fact that they're getting you to do this, perhaps you need a job, but it's really you are participating in something that is dirty and nasty. You are collecting money on behalf of people that are using a situation that was derived from politics, that was derived from getting their way, from destroying people, and now they've destroyed these people and they're using it as an excuse to get more money, and not for the people, because the people never get the money. And yes, Africa is perhaps a little bit better off now. Perhaps there isn't as many famines going on, but listen, that's also because, a lot of people there have electronics, black mirrors, and being able to control them has everything written all over it as what they need. They need to control them, either through famine or through technology. And technology is getting so at the end of its use now, they've got us all figured out because we carry these black mirrors. When I'm away, I practically never do. With you, I pick it up, and maybe at night to call my children, but that's it. But back to this kid, he was actually quite amazing because I think he realized what I was saying was true, and I put him in a position where he had to think about it, and he said, okay, actually, you're right, I did hear, because I've been in this charity for a couple of years, and in fact, I have heard some rumors, and I've heard some whispers that this money doesn't really get to where it's going. And I said, so how can you do this job? He's like, I need the money. And I said, you understand why I cannot donate to this charity, right? And he said, no, he says, you're right. But he says, most people don't know what you know. So I usually am able to do pretty well for myself. And I said, shame on you. You should get another job, even if it's at McDonald's. So it'd be interesting if ever any of the stories I tell, I ever were to ever have the person that was on the other side of that transaction. It would be so great to hear from them. That would be like a full circle moment. I doubt it. He was a very young man. Anyway, but what he did leave me with is there is another charity. He told me about another charity that gives more. And I said, that gives more, but doesn't give the charitable donations to the people. There should be no reason why 90% of the charity donations shouldn't go to the place, the place that you are collecting for. Because 10%, when you make so much money, should be more than enough to maintain the people that are supposedly running the charity. If you're a charity organizer or if you're a charity personnel, honestly, you shouldn't be having big galas with $100 champagnes or now $200 with the inflation. You should be doing it because you're trying to help people, but that is never really the preface of the upper echelons of any power, of any organization, because this is how they get us. They're now starting to attack and create devastation everywhere in the world with weather. Now I know. We haven't really dived into that with any kind of real documentation. And I promise you eventually I will. First, I've got to get good at talking to you. Then I will get better at bringing the real fine print. Because I know the general. I know from memory what I've read and what I've researched. But I can't prepare everything yet because I think the videos will be very buttoned up, and I really just want to talk to you guys like a friend, like when I was talking with my friends here today. In fact, we are going to another resort because one of the people that we met offered us money also and offered us clothes, and before they left, because they had a problem here at this resort, they came and they gave us their other resort address. So we're going to go there and we're going to check out the resort. We're going to check it out. I'll try to take some videos and we're going to go visit them. And they're kind of cool people too. The husband is a scientist, so I'm really interested in talking with him. And the wife she's got her, I think, naturopath ticket or whatever you call it, or her naturopathic degree or whatever, and she's also in the pharmaceutical. Now she is actually responsible for speaking to people about side effects of the pharmaceutical, I guess the drugs that they're developing. And I had asked her a few things about, the situation that had just happened, the Operation C that had happened, and she said, we're going to talk. So I'm really interested to hear what she's going to say. But what I wanted to sort of, I guess, bring to your attention is that we are amazing creatures. And people that want to take advantage of our amazing gift to be able to come together, we're like ants. We come together in time of crisis. And this was not a crisis, really. I mean, it's a minor first world crisis where someone doesn't have their luggage, they don't have their clothes. We were fine. We live in the sticks, for God's sakes. But everybody, so many everybody's here was just coming up, what do you need? How can we help you? And when I thought about how wonderful that was, I also thought about how awful it is that it's easy to take advantage of that, because most people don't think, it would be really hard to actually tell people, oh, I actually didn't bring a luggage and I wanted to make it look like someone took my luggage. How hard is it for people to really not want to believe that that would be the case? Very easy, right? You think about it. Who would not want to bring their luggage just to be like a victim? Like, who would do that, right? But if you think about it really deeply and take that to a bigger level, you will see that there are people that are willing to do that. that are willing to hurt their children so that they can garnish attention, affection. Like, there are stories, I know that you guys will know of these stories where parents either poison slowly their children so that people are feeling sorry for them and they come and help, and they're manipulating people through their kindness, and they're able to get things from them that they wouldn't naturally get, right? And it's not so different with the psychopaths. Look at what's happening right now. Look at what's happening right now in Canada. The ridiculousness of it all just drives me crazy. So because of our desire to help our leaders and supposedly Canada, we are no longer wanting to buy American products. I'm just going to say one thing, guys. Shame on you. Shame on you for participating in a game. This is a game, everybody. If you do not believe this is a game, you need to go back to the books and you need to really check out how this is played. They are creating... okay, think about this. If you don't believe this is a game. For example, we went from, no, we don't know if there's going to be tariffs. Okay, fine, there's tariffs. To almost next day, there's made in Canada, Canadian made, blah, blah, blah. Signs everywhere. On the cereal boxes, there's made in Canada. How long do you think that takes? A week? No, it doesn't take a week. It takes months of planning to be able to change the dyes, to be able to create new logos, to be able to create new packaging. People, this has been planned. And by anybody participating in trying to help our, let's say, leaders, the people that we think are leading this country, our country, or any country for that matter, they are wanting you to participate in your own demise because I'm going to make a case for this. I ran into this beautiful couple. Oh my God. There's two couples that I just fell in love with here. Well, the third one we're visiting as well. But two couples that I just fell in love with. This is a young couple. One is 32 and I think he's 33. I don't know why I thought she was 33. Jasmine and Ryan. Oh my God. The cutest, smartest, most level-headed young people that I've talked to in a while. Just beautiful couple. She works for car manufacturing. There are starting to be problems with her work. She's starting to worry for her job. Why? Why? Oh, because Canada first. Because Canada first. So tell me, if you don't go to McDonald's because it's American, who are you hurting? Okay, yeah, you're supposedly hurting the American franchise. You're not hurting the Americans by any stretch. And even the franchise doesn't give a crap because guess what? It's generally a Canadian that owns the franchise. It's generally a Canadian family that runs their franchise. And people, newsflash, I don't know if you got this, and I know I'm funny looking with all my freaking big fat face. Canadians work in these places. Y'all, you need to stop it. You need to stop it. You know, the amount of people I heard here on this resort, this tiny little resort, I'm not buying American. Okay, do you know what you're doing? You're participating in the beginning of the war. You are signaling to the elites that they can use your goodwill. You're wanting to participate in the better good, the greater good. It's not the greater good. It's not the greater good. I want you to consider it's not the greater good. You are hurting, just like when you go to a self-checkout and there's an option of a real person that has a real job that needs to pay their real bills, and you go to a self-checkout, shame on you. Shame on you. And you know what? Disgusting. Value Village, you know, I'm trying to sell some clothes online as well. Like, I'm trying to make that a business. And shame on me for wanting to even now participate with any store that has anything that has any kind of self-checkout. And Value Village is absolutely the freaking worst. Shame on Value Village. There should be people right now with me. Join me and start telling each Value Village, if you ever shop at Value Village, Disgusting. I don't want to shop here because you don't have any cashiers. We should be thinking about how to work together. America, Canada, we as people, we have the strength to stop the tariffs by not participating, by saying, you know what, I think not. I'm not going to do anything. In fact, I'm going to buy more American. And in America, I'm going to buy more Canadian. And you know what? We're going to protest and we're going to say, no, you better stop this. Because that's where the power is. The power is in not participating. When you participate, you are voting yes to the horse shit that they're putting out. I know that it sounds counterintuitive, but I'm telling you, take a moment to just think about it, right? Like, just think about what they're doing to us. They're already pitting Americans and Canadians. We are next door neighbors. Stop it. Stop it. We need to join hands and hang on as tight as we can. And we should be telling people, no, you find an American hand and you grab an American hand. An American, you find a Canadian hand and you grab a Canadian hand. And you show that we, the humans that are living under the rules of these stupid idiots, that we won't have it. We will not be tricked into participating in a war that's starting. We're starting a war, people. And we're starting a war between neighbors. There's no worse war. Because if you think about it, right now there's kinetic war across the ocean. And look, Mr. President Trump has even mentioned that. Well, guess what? If we start a war with each other, there's no longer an ocean between us. So, hating each other for what the elites want us to hate each other for is like knocking on someone's door and asking for a charity where the champagne is $1,000 a bottle when they have their yearly or bi-yearly galas. It's disgusting. Where do you think that money goes? That money doesn't go to the poor children that have big bellies. It's just not going to Gaza. It's not going to Ukraine. Come on, think about how many times it's been uncovered that these charities like Red Cross has lied, has disappeared the money into money heaven. Come on. So that's, I think, all I wanted to tell you guys. I wanted to walk through a little so you could see this beautiful resort. I'm gonna look at this crap. Like, this is where I'm sitting. This is where I'm sitting, y'all. So I can now, this is easier to do because it doesn't look like I'm talking to the camera. And I want you to see and hear the birds. Isn't this just the most beautiful? Just beautiful. And I'm going to show you the way. I'm going to show you the pool. Look at this. It's just so grandiose. Hang on, maybe I should put it on. Yeah, maybe this is nicer. So I want you guys to think about the crazy stuff I'm talking about. But honestly, they usually have a name. Oh, they don't have a name. There's like a Diego and anyway, and then this little area here we went. And this used to be something before COVID. This used to be something special. But now it's just a gardening area where you can go and see where the gardeners store their stuff. But I want you to think about how wonderful we are and how they exploit us. And if we stop letting them exploit us, y'all, I promise you, we can actually have a chance. But I just don't know if we're gonna wake up in time. Look at this. Look at this. This is a pool here. And then they have these homes that are like 2 stories. It's a very like exclusive little place. And then you walk up the stairs. And look at this. Look at this. Doesn't this just make you want to be here? So, with that, I am probably going to finish up. This is actually quite wonderful. You guys are going to see, you're going to see everything here now. Look at the coconuts. Look at the coconut. Every tree has so many coconuts. It's so wonderful. But it's also because people aren't really vacationing here as much. Hang on. Show you here. Hola. See? This is great. Now I'm gonna go home and look at that. That's where we were. See, behind this little wall. How sneaky. How sneaky. I was able to do it. I'm so excited. Today it was a little less kerfluffly, wasn't it? It's starting to get windy. And with the wind, there's less hearing, for sure. The last video was absolutely awful. I don't know what you're going to get from that, but I want you to think about it. I want you to think about that train of thinking and what you think of it. See, just wait. Omar. See Omar? There's Omar's. There he is. So cute. They each have their wheelbarrow. And as you see, they do such a great job. I mean, this place is immaculate. Immaculate. Well, we did it. And if you're here, you did it. Listening to my meanderings. I'm going to go and I'm going to see if I can't put something on this mug because I am literally this one side I can barely see my eye. And we're going to go for breakfast. And we're going to have a day of things. And I'll try to take some videos so that I can sort of implant them in while we're talking because I'm kind of boring just sitting there. I know you can't really see what's going on, so I'll take some videos and maybe show you some of these beautiful, like, look at this. This is just, oh my gosh. I'm so lucky, and I really hope I can come back here. Like, I hope that the world doesn't start going crazy. And I'm hoping that I can find people that are willing to consider, what's going on. Because look at how beautiful the world is. I don't want to lose this world, and I really am starting to get this bad feeling that we're really ramping things up with these tariffs. They're bringing it to our doorstep. And remember I talked to you guys about bullies? They're bringing it to our doorstep, and that's how they're bringing it to our doorstep. They're making us start fighting with each other. We are friends. Remember that, first and foremost. We are friends. Please, I'm begging everyone out there to consider that the way that they're going to get us is through creating crises. There's no crises. We're cousins, and there's no reason why we should dislike each other. Don't let there be a reason. So I'm off, and I hope wherever you are, you have at least sunshine. At least sunshine. And that you're thinking about what's happening, and that your action is perhaps inaction as opposed to too much action and too much support for the wrong guy. Because we're, I believe, in the end time movies if we react. But if we act cautiously, and if we act with kindness and with discernment, understanding that they're trying to agitate us, I think we have a chance. But if we fall into their games, they have a plan. And if we fall in step with that plan, I'm afraid that we're going to see really hard times. And I know that in such a beautiful beautiful place. To have such thorny thoughts is counterintuitive, but I will tell you, this wind does something to me. It makes my brain almost like a tumbleweed. It tumbles around, and I think of all these, like every time I'm having a conversation and someone says something, I'm thinking, why do we get these ideas? Where do we get these ideas? And I think we all need to start thinking, where do we get our ideas? Where do we get our beliefs? Why are we taking this action? Is it an action we chose, or is it an action that has been manipulated and put on us to believe? Okay, well, I hope that you've at least enjoyed a short walk and at least the background, because it's a little different than the forest, but it's just as beautiful. So until then, my friends. Mwah. Oh, and look at me. Like and subscribe, will ya? All right, bye.